Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that Killa Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the James.
2019, the state of California led the country of murders with 1,690. In LA, we've seen the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur, followed by the murder of New York's notorious B.I.G. in 97. As a recent Los Angeles rapper, Nipsey Hussle as well, he was brutally gunned down in front of his Marathon clothing store. And we saw a rise in New York rapper Pop Smoke murdered in a home invasion. He was only 20 years old. Joining us tonight, we have former LAPD detective and author of Murder Rap, the untold story of the Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur murder investigation, Mr. Greg Kading.
Hey guys.
How you doing, man?
Right. All right.
Man, you know, it's a lot of, California, man, is one of those deceptive places, man. It's beautiful out here, the palm trees, the beaches, the weather. But we lead the country in murders, man.
I didn't know that until you just said it.
Yeah, I did that research. I did research that, man. We are leading the country in murders. There's a lot of people that get whacked every year out here.
We back on top?
Yep, as a state.
And then it seemed like it's because of the pandemic, it seemed like it got worse. You know, when we was on lockdown, you had people out at 3 o'clock in the morning doing drive-bys. What the hell?
Yeah, that's some crazy shit right there. And for us to be back on top shit, you know, because the way shit is right now, all you hear is the youngsters in Chi-Town being busy.
Right. You know that's what I would have guessed.
To hear that we back on top with the murders is crazy.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, that's the state of California as a whole. You encompass Oakland, San Francisco, L.A., San Bernardino. That's everywhere. So, you know, it's a big state. It's a dangerous place, man. And we could take it back, man, to when you had the notorious B.I.G. investigation, correct?
Yeah.
And
but much after the murder, you know, I didn't get involved in that until 2006.
What did you see with that, man? What do you think the whole thing was with that? You think it was... I know we obviously never caught who did it, and I don't even know if we did know who did it, if it's even worth talking about now. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, I think that what happened is a combination of things. First of all, back in '97, when it was initially being investigated, I don't think that the guys that were involved at LAPD fully understood the culture within the music. And they understood the gang, you know, component of it all, but they just had so much trouble breaking through that barrier of that, you know, you don't talk, don't snitch type of thing. And that was the case so often in Los Angeles, and as James knows, in Compton, those gang homicides are really tough to solve. And, you know, 60 to 75% of those homicides don't get solved just because of that, don't tell all culture. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the barriers that they faced in trying to figure out what happened to Big.
And, you know, not to beat a dead horse, man, do you think that was in retaliation, man, for the murder of Biggie?
No, for Pac.
For Pac.
100%, absolutely, positively. 100%.
I can honestly say I was there, and the tension, the way people felt when Tupac died, the way I felt, I think, you know, at that time being active, and then somebody get killed on your watch is a must. You ain't got a choice but to retaliate. And when Pac was killed, it was so crazy. How niggas gonna get to New York and get these fools? Or we just gotta wait till they come back. They can't come back to California. But bam, Biggie is in California I'm going back to Cali. He should have never came out here.
He had no business out here at all.
No. So it was an opportunity for payback, and both of those dudes lost their lives just on some BS because everybody know Suge was on some bullshit and Puffy was on some bullshit, and they were still communicating with each other, but so-called in the cut. And some of the homies knew that, but then nobody wanted to do nothing about that. And I think it was best, and it benefited both of them because you had a South Side and a mob thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they both benefited off of that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when them guys came to Compton, they went straight to the South Sides. Mm-hmm. They went over there with Lil Keith and them, and Big Keith, and all of those other guys, and they were like bodyguards for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a crazy thing because, like I told them when they jumped Orlando, mm-hmm. this little cat is a hitter. You know what I'm saying? And Tupac should have never got in. 8 is a rapper. He should never have to get out there when he paying people mm-hmm. to watch his body. Mm-hmm. If anybody get close to 8, snatch him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That didn't happen here. They treated Pac like he was one of the homies getting high and drinking, and these are the consequences of it. So both sides didn't do what they were supposed to do. Both sides got caught suit.
Is it that, you know, James, us being from, you know, gangs and shit like that and affiliated, when Pac showed up, did y'all feel like because of Suge, you know, getting him out and all that, when he started claiming the mob or whatever, did y'all feel like he was like just, that's the authentic homie?
No, I was one because the hood was the hood to me.
Exactly.
I did the
like
hood.
How did you feel about?
I was.
You know how they. You know,
I was a gang member.
Exactly.
And to have somebody come in here, I don't care where you from. You didn't run this turf. You went around here. You didn't get down like that. You went on the block. So Tupac, I didn't accept that, and he shouldn't have never been from the hood. He's an artist. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's here to make money. And once you lose the head, then the money's over. And once Tupac died, everybody is bam, 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 bam. Everybody gone. Because Suge ain't got it no more. Now Suge is doing, you know, the drugs and the drinking and all this. I never seen that dude drink or do nothing. But now he done turned into it. You know what I'm saying? So when Tupac put the neighborhood on him, I was furious. I was furiated because, Suge, I don't care who you think you are. I brought you here. How you gonna tell this dude he can put the hood on him? You ain't got it on you. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing was out of line. And then, you know, just to have that man come in from where he was and then start gangbanging, it don't work like that. So I never accepted it. I didn't hang with him. I didn't kick it with him because if I did that, I accept him as one of the homies, and I couldn't do that.
Yeah. And the rabbit hole certainly gets deep in that case, man, because you have accusations of Puffy being paid a certain amount of money Puffy paying a certain amount of money to execute this revenge thing, because, you know, Pac was making the songs and he was really going at him, so it got real personal at a point. And when some of those songs came out, I said, man, somebody might die because this don't sound like no normal rap feud type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, it was serious.
It got serious, I think, in my opinion, after Jake got killed out in Atlanta.
Right.
You know, when they had beef out there, and
that's when there's no turning back.
Right. Exactly. So I think that might have been the first time where blood was actually spilled over this beef when Puffy's guy Wolf shot Jake, and then, you know, you can't turn it back after that. As a matter of fact, there's a witness there. It was kind of interesting. A witness at that scene had heard Suge say to Puff, "You took something precious from me. I'm going to take something precious from you." And, you know, that could mean a lot of different things. But now that we see Big get killed, maybe it plays into that whole, we're going to get even for what you just did to Jake.
Yeah,
and then, of course, Tupac happens and holds down.
Well, Tupac shouldn't have happened.
Right.
That shouldn't have happened. You got 15, 17, 18 bloods right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And if your job is to protect him and Suge, then that's what you're supposed to do. Exactly. Tupac, and I say this all the time, people get mad. Tupac didn't even know who Orlando was, never been in Compton a day in his life, never hung with the South Side. It ain't like the hood had pictures of motherfuckers who they wanted. So why the fuck he walking up to a dude he don't know? One of the homies is, that's him right there. No, you a gangster. You go get him. Mm-hmm. And that's what Pac should have said. But him trying to prove himself and talking about he with it, he went over there and handled his business. And those guys knew that little dude was with the business. He was a hitter.
Yeah, Baby Lane wasn't no joke.
Oh no, he was a hitter.
Yeah, and I truly think if it would have been any one of those guys that went and socked him, it would have waited until it went back to Compton. I don't think it would have been that thing.
See,
I think,
now it's a gangbanging.
Yeah, because I think like this, Orlando, he a hitter, and he think in his head, man, by the time this shit get back to LA, they gonna have the Pac whoop my ass that he don't did this and that. So he was like, this motherfucker gotta go. In his mind, He
basically, anybody that's with it, that's on the streets and doing their thing, you gotta look at your reputation, what people's perception is of a certain situation. Mm-hmm. Orlando is, man, a rapper took off on me. Now, the mob in Southside had squabbles on Long Beach numerous times.
Exactly.
Orlando would have understood that squabble. Did it take 15 cats to jump him like that? Normally the hood didn't get down like that. But when Tupac, which called him everybody high and everybody drunk, boom, they mobbed him. Now, y'all didn't leave me laying there. So let me gather my folks, and this whole Bloods and Crips, whoever. If you got that mentality,
damn right,
I'm finna come get you. I'm gonna catch you. Vegas ain't that big. And everybody was in the same spots.
Mm-hmm. And shit, Compton ain't that big.
Yeah.
So before you get back to the
it's coming.
Man, come on.
It's coming.
Shit.
So and everybody knew where they were going.
Exactly.
That night. It was like, well,
you have to be
go
ready.
Down the street if you're looking for these guys.
They came to 662 at first. Before, when Suge was already at the fights, they came and pulled up at 662. But they knew if they'd have tried something at 662, they'd have been in trouble. We was already ready for whatever. A week prior to that, they was talking about they was coming. My daughter mother was on it. You watch yourself. They talking about they coming and shoot up 6. No, it was so many Metro up there, pathetic. So they wasn't gonna try nothing there. So when they went to the fight, that's when it all happened. After the fight was over, and Orlando, they caught him by himself, standing there by himself. It's over. Tupac should have never did what he did.
From the streets to the yard, to the boulevard, gangsta chronicle. Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that Killa Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the G's.
We represent the G's, never no wannabes.
Gangsters, hustlers, players on the go. Tune in like every week.
If you wanna hear the real, well, you done come to the right spot. Gangsta Chronicle.
Finally get a chance to let the real ones speak. Gangsta Chronicles. What's the word on the streets?